So to today's guest, who is a Welsh wonder who has made waves appearing on our screens in hit TV shows such as Keeping Faith, Broadchurch and Torchwood. But now she's starring in Paramount Plus's latest whodunit. It's called The Crow Girl. It's excellent. It's great fun. She's brilliant in it. It's Eve Myles. Hello, Eve, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on Crow Girl. And that is The Crow Girl is what we're going to talk about first, if that's okay.
Oh, yes.
I want you to give us the elevator pitch for people who haven't seen it. I have seen the first 3 episodes, but you're off. The stage is yours.
Okay, well, The Crow Girl is a 6-part thriller, and it's been adapted from Eric Axelson's amazing international best-selling novel.
Yes.
And it follows my character, who's DCI Jeanette Kilburn, who is investigating a slew of really gruesome and horrific murders
Yes.
all over the city of Bristol. And her partner, Lou Stanley, who's played by the formidable Dougray Scott,
Yeah.
quickly realise that they've got a ferocious, relentless serial killer on their hands.
Yeah.
And with time against them and very little information and evidence, my character then goes and enlists a psychotherapist who is doing a psychotherapist, a detailed kind of report on a leading witness. And that's played by a lovely Catherine Kelly.
Yeah, she's super in it.
She's absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And these two women, these two professional women, then what they discover working together is decades of trauma and horrendous crimes that all tie into today's event.
That's it. And I can see that happening as it builds momentum.
Yeah.
Because it covers a multitude, doesn't it? Because it's got the very serious and very dark storyline that's the common thread throughout every episode, obviously, but also the intergenerational trauma that people talk about now. You always say when you see somebody acting very peculiar, say, what were their parents like? You know, it kind of goes that way.
Where does it come from?
Where does it come from?
Yeah.
And then there you are in the middle of all the action, but you've a very nice lightness of touch. I mean, it's almost a little reaction to the darkness of the storyline. You have a very relatable kind of character who's trying to keep the home going, and as well as the investigation going, and then maybe or maybe not getting on with people that you work with and so forth. It covers a multitude, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that Millie Thomas has just done the most lovely job with this character, because it is a very dark premise. The story is very dark, and you know the subject matter is very dark. So somewhere along the line, we have to have a bit of light and shade in there.
Yeah.
And
that's you with your dodgy curry that no one wants to eat. Order a pizza.
Yeah, safe bet.
I felt sorry for you and your curry. You know.
Well, good, I'm glad you should have.
Sympathy for
you. A lot
you.
of love went into that. But she is a really, she's a great character,
Yes.
you know. I mean, she's the antithesis to Catherine's character, who is this, perfect, clean lines, professional. Neurotic, but calm and seemingly in control.
Yes.
You know, professional woman. And then you've got Jeanette, who is this beautiful, chaotic mess that just kind of lives on the hop, lives in that moment.
Funny, as you're describing the two characters, I tend to be drawn to the chaotic person because I trust them more than the... Anyone who's kind of like, I'm very zen. No, I'm not buying
No,
it.
why are you zen?
Do you know what I mean?
What's the cause for the zen?
What's the cause for this?
What
Back
did
to
you
the
do?
parents. Well, tell us about your childhood.
Yes.
You know, kind of who's psychiatrist, the psychiatrist, you know.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing with Jeanette, is that she's endearing in a way that she's kind of me and you, and she's, you know, she leans into the flaws.
She's our eyes and ears, isn't she, as the viewer?
She very much is, and makes mistakes, and you know, and is a powerhouse in driving forward to make sure that the bad guy is put behind bars at all times. So she's not a rule breaker, but she's a rule bender, I think. And she does it all in, you know, in the manner of helping others.
I love your accent.
My accent?
Yeah, your beautiful Welsh tones. I think I was in Wales at the weekend. I went to Hay on Wye on the border. I don't know if you've ever been to Hay on Wye.
Oh, yes, very much.
Bookworm capital of the world.
Beautiful.
Beautiful rolling here. It reminded me of home, actually.
I bet it did, yes.
Of Ireland. But
It will
do
do.
you know who I love in Welsh history? Because I studied a little bit of it once, but it's only Glendower.
Yeah.
Do you-
Yeah. I mean, we've
He's a kind of freedom fighter, wasn't he,
course.
for Wales? Is he considered like a big figure in Welsh history as a matter of interest to you?
yeah, absolutely.
Would you be a fan?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, as Islanders as well, we are kind of notorious with big names and big figures and people who led the way and changed things, and you know, we're revolutionaries.
Yes, yeah. This is great. We are starting this Celtic revolution here today.
I think
just shooting the breeze about that. Because I was struck also by the bilingual signs like we'd have in Ireland for Welsh and English and all that kind of thing. So, and did you learn Welsh recently, you know, for one of your roles from scratch? Maybe Keeping Faith, was that where you were learning Welsh from scratch, or?
I did.
How'd it go?
It went.
Was it? No, but was it intimidating, or was it easy? Or
Well, all my life, when people assume that I speak Welsh, my father was a Glaswegian.
Yeah.
My mum never spoke any Welsh, and we weren't in any sort of circles where there was, you know, Welsh spoken all the time. There certainly was Welsh spoken in my village, but that wasn't our background. And then what you tend to do is apologise. The first thing you say is, I'm sorry, I don't speak Welsh. So I've kind of lived that kind of life of apologising for not being able to speak my native tongue.
Is there a little embarrassment, or?
There would.
You know,
there would be.
in other words, what are you apologising for?
Well, because I always wish I could have conversed.
Yeah, well, we feel the same way about the
people.
Irish language, most of us. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I wish
You feel
I
almost a
left.
responsibility to the culture that you should be speaking.
And also to celebrate that we do have a language.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful language, and it should be kept alive. And it's only ever going to be kept alive if we speak it.
And you're doing that with your own kids now?
I'm doing my very best.
Yeah.
I won't say that I'm a Welsh speaker.
Yeah.
I'll say that I'm always going to be a Welsh learner. And as long as people are learning, then we're keeping it alive. And I'm profoundly grateful for Keeping Faith, giving me that opportunity to delve into something that I always found that I never was going to be able to do.
What a lovely bonus of the job, isn't it?
It really
like
was. It was
really nice.
It was a real turning point for me, that. And as I say, I'm profoundly grateful.
Turning points, obviously, as you mentioned it, Doctor Who, Torchwood. Where do they sit now as you reflect on your career to date? That experience working on those shows, they're so iconic, and your roles in them were game changers. So talk to me a little bit about that, if you wouldn't mind.
They mean everything to me.
Really?
Yeah, and they'll continue to mean everything to me, because
Explain that to me. What does that mean?
it was my springboard into what I love doing. And I worked with, you know, incredibly talented people on and off camera. Me and Byrne and John and Kai, Naoko and Gareth, who run Torchwood. We worked very, very hard, we worked very, very long hours. We were brilliant friends.
Yeah.
So it means a lot to me professionally,
Yeah.
but it means more to me personally because of the experience I had.
Right.
I learned a lot. And of course, at the helm of it all is the master, is Russell T Davies.
Yeah, sure.
Who to this day I remain great friends with and have huge admiration for. Doctor Who and Torchwood is in my DNA.
Wow.
And has and will always define me in a way.
Yeah. What are the fans like? Are they Whovians?
Yeah,
Are they committed? And I say that respectfully. Are they?
Oh, yes.
Deeply? Do they want to talk to you and ask you in-depth questions and so on?
The fans are who we rely on.
Yes. Your bread and butter, almost.
Yeah, they are who we make it for.
Right.
And the fans are without the people that keep these shows alive and wanted and needed. And we make it for the fans. And then, you know, along the way, you gather a new generation and a new audience comes along. But, you know, Doctor Who has had steadfast fans for decades.
Yes.
And and they welcomed me with open arms, and they're kind and they're loyal.
Yes.
And enthusiastic, and then they follow. You know, they've come with me along my journey so far, and support me. They're the best fans in the world.
But you know what? All nerds are magnificent. You know this.
Yes.
We are just people who are fond of things that probably don't involve a ball.
Yes, that's right.
You know what I'm talking about. Like,
yes,
it's just
I
one
do.
of those.
I do, absolutely.
I don't think you married one yourself, but you know.
No. But it's infectious to be around people who are, you know,
they're curious and hungry. Yeah.
Have that passion for something.
Yeah.
You know, it's endearing, and I'm very grateful to them.
So can I ask you about what's happening next now? Because this program obviously is going to be on Paramount Plus, and it's, as I say, I'm 2.5, nearly 3 episodes in, and I can't wait for the rest of it because I need resolution and I want to see the rest. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
Can you talk about future plans?
Yes, I can. I can talk about a few.
Tell me everything.
All right then.
Because I'm curious and nosy.
I'll tell you anything you want.
Please do.
We've just finished doing a new 4-part female-led thriller for BBC One.
Great.
That should be out in the middle of this year.
What's that called?
That's called The Guest.
Great.
And it's been written by Matthew Barry. And it's by Key Street Productions. It is the most... I agreed to do the job before we even had a conversation about the deal.
Wow.
I had to do this. It's a very challenging role, a very challenging story.
Really?
Yes, it's. I'm working alongside an actress, a brilliant actress, Gabriella Creevy, and she and I lead this drama about 2 women from different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Really, that one is a very, very successful businesswoman, and one is a little down on her luck and is struggling through life. And it's about ambition, and it's about opportunity and lack of opportunity, and it's about love and ultimately murder.
It sounds great.
It's a real intimate...
And it covers kind of society and equality and fairness and
It
all
does.
of these things. But then you always have the prism of the murder, which has to be solved.
But you also have the story of, you know, once you've got everything and then everything gets taken away from you, who are you?
Yeah, what's left?
What
Stripped
are you?
down, you're unplugged. So let's have a look at you.
Yeah.
Love the sound of that. What else? Because you sound like you have a few things.
So that's The Guest. The next one will be on ITV, and that's called, at the moment, it's called Cold Water, which is a 6-part thriller based in Glasgow. A formidable cast, an incredible team behind that. That's Sister Productions.
Yeah.
Andrew Lincoln is leading that alongside with Indira Varma, Ewan Bremner and myself.
Amazing.
And I play a pastor.
How's that working for you?
You know.
Yeah, God help us all.
Absolutely.
And did you feel you were being sacrilegious? You strike me as being a bit of a messer. This was definitely a cosplay for religious fanatics.
Yes, I just brought my own clothes.
I was going to say, was it a stretch?
Cassock, and off I popped. She's an unusual woman.
Okay.
And that's all I can say about that. But if I was to explain it, I'm genuinely excited to see the reaction to this.
Oh, great. So it's a bit mischievous, is it? Yeah.
It's a very unique British piece of British television.
It sounds great
one
too.
of which I can't make many comparisons to.
Yeah.
And if I had my arm bended and I had to, I would say that it's Fargo meets Twin Peaks with a little sprinkle of hot fuzz.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what a description.
Yes.
That's great.
It was an absolute riot, and Andrew Lincoln just leads from the front with an absolute aplomb. So that's coming, I think, at the end of the year. And then there's another project that's a big one, and it's not been announced yet, but it's filmed, it's done. It's ready to go, and it's you'll know about it when it comes out.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, it's Yeah.
It's in the can.
Yeah.
But you can't say anything about it, really.
No, I
So it's in the
can't.
can't. Okay.
It's in the can't.
It's in the
Oh my gosh.
That wasn't bad, was it?
How come I've not used that?
Well, you can now.
before?
You can have that for nothing. Like, that's a gift.
Thank you
You're
very
so
much.
welcome. That's what I'm here for. If nothing else,
Checks
we've
in the
achieved
post.
it. Looking forward to the residuals for those interviews.
That's wonderful. It's in the can't.
Eve Myles, what a pleasure to meet you. Let's do it again when the Mysterious Project comes out. Maybe we'll talk about that when it's in the can this time.
Oh, I'd love that. Thank
And
you.
we'll talk about that. But good luck. You're a busy woman, and rightly so, because you're brilliant at what you do.
Oh, you're very kind indeed.
What a pleasure to see you.
Pleasure to see you too.
How'd you say goodbye and thank you in Welsh? Can you do that?
Yes, well, hwyl fawr a diolch yn fawr.
Gur míle maith agat agus slán. There, we traded a little bit of... That's great work. The Crow Girl is on Paramount Plus very, very soon, and you're going to love it. Thanks, Eve.
Thank you so much.
Virgin Radio.